Ozarks in 5, brought to you by Talking Rocks Cavern. Explore the beauty above and below ground at Talking Rocks Cavern. The Springfield Greene County Park Board reminding you to go play. And Roto-Rooter Plumbing and Drain Service. Call Southwest Missouri's best plumber today for a free estimate. Here are your hosts, Ethan and Sarah Forhetz.
And here we are. Good morning. It is, it's hard to believe it's November, but here we are in the month of November. Halloween was yesterday. Our
Freezing
kids went out
cold.
trick-or-treating. They were cold in the neighborhood. I held down the fort, handing out candy. We have a little bit
Always
left.
the hero. Always
nice.
the hero. Just doing what you can do.
That's true. I am the hero.
Yeah. So November. Wow. That's really crazy. That means it'll be Thanksgiving and then Christmas and then the new year in no time.
Yeah, it's gonna be fast. So, all right, let's start with some news on this.
All right. Heads up around Springfield. Starting this morning through Wednesday of next week, Lone Pine will be closed to northbound traffic coming from Battlefield Road. So beware of that. Road crews are replacing some concrete there, connecting to the Galloway Greenway Trail, improving signals, widening the intersection, and much more. So watch out for now, but it's going to be great. Going to be great. Isn't that the story of construction? Another heads up, if you live or work around the Grant Avenue Parkway project, then you know progress comes with inconvenience. They are starting a new phase of construction with a different group of people being affected this time because they're going in sections. So Grant is now down to just one lane, the southbound lane between Walnut and State Streets. When it's finished, the 3-mile stretch of Grant from Wonders of Wildlife to downtown will be a very nice parkway with some biking trails, some landscape. So that'll be cool. That project right now is about halfway finished.
Yeah, well, I've driven around both of those projects during the construction, and it would be a pain if you lived near there or worked near there because you'd have to deal with it every day. Because it was a pain just when I had to deal with it for once or twice.
But once people see the renderings, that's what you got to do. You need to get a rendering and hang it on your refrigerator if you live there and remind yourself how cool it's going to be.
It is going to be nice once it's finished. I'm thinking that because I drive now 60 out to Convoy of Hope, which is off MM, and there's construction going on to widen 60 to 3 lanes on each side. And that's kind of a pain. You just have to slow down, and there are cops watching, so you do have to slow down.
Well, because there's workers out there. Yeah. Right? When you're there. When I'm on that road, there are not workers.
Yeah, sometimes there are.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to be, I know what it looks like because the other part of 60 that I drive, between Glenstone and National is already wide, and it's nice. So it's going to be nice. Just keep telling yourself that. School let out early yesterday in Niangua after a propane truck crashed. It happened on State Highway M. Hazmat crews had to be called out because the truck was leaking. Homes in the area had to be evacuated until the situation was taken care of, but all's well now. The abortion issue will once again be debated in court and will likely go all the way to the Missouri Supreme Court. Specifically, an appeals court earlier this week heard arguments about the language being used in a statewide initiative petition regarding abortion. The petitions will ask voters if the right to abortion should be guaranteed by the Missouri Constitution. Both sides in this are accusing the other side of using language to try to influence voters. And most recently, an appellate court, a 3-judge panel of appeals courts, agreed with a lower court judge that the AG's ballot language was partisan on this issue. No word yet, but it's likely the AG will appeal to the Missouri Supreme Court.
All right. Burrell Behavioral Health Center is building a new clinic in Marshfield, replacing the existing one. The new clinic will offer adult and youth psychiatry, addiction recovery, and more. The clinic will open late next year or possibly early 2025 and will be about 3 times the size of what it currently is. Wow. The state provided money for half its $2 million price tag. Going to be a super nice facility, but also sad that it's needed, but good for them, to be able to help more people out.
Well, I thought it was interesting that this isn't a new location because I thought at first, as I was doing that story, I thought that at first it was an additional mental health facility, which is great because I feel like we need those. But this is replacing one. It's a nicer facility and larger to allow them to be able to meet the needs of more people. But you're right. I think we do need more of them, and it's sad but true.
Yes. All right. The city of Willard's government is trying to put its turbulent recent past, at least, behind it and kind of move forward. To do that, the city now has a new mayor and an interim city administrator, but it still has 2 vacant seats on the board of aldermen. So if you live there and you're interested, listen up. Former Mayor Sam Snyder abruptly resigned as mayor last week, right before what were to be impeachment proceedings. So Sam Baird is now mayor. Also, Donna Stewart is now interim city administrator for the 3rd time. She was rehired after being fired by the former mayor last month. So anyway, a lot going on in Willard. One of the open alderman positions is Corey Hendrickson's. He resigned last week, the same day he pleaded guilty to stealing money from Prime Trucking. So Willard's a great town, and they need some great leaders. So it is. It's a great town. I love Willard.
I know it is. It doesn't sound like it, but it is a great town. They've just got a little bit of a mess on their hands.
Yeah. So somebody get in there and do what you can. You know?
Sort it out. Sort it out.
Someone who, it's interesting because city council people and aldermen can take so much heat, but by golly, they're just trying to volunteer their time and energy and efforts. I mean, the vast majority of them don't actually need the work. You know what I mean? Because they have other work. So
yeah, it's tough, and it's gotten tougher in recent years. People are more vocal and more involved, which is great, but also more vocal and not necessarily in a positive way.
Yeah. Same with school boards,
Yeah, right.
We love you, everybody. Good luck.
If you've traveled outside the Ozarks, then you probably have noticed that Andy's Frozen Custard is kind of showing up everywhere these days. It now has 144 locations. Think about that. 144 locations in 15 states. We had
A
some
lot of custard.
in Arizona, didn't we, when we were there?
Andy's? Did we? What?
Didn't we?
I don't think so.
I know it's in Colorado. Maybe we didn't. I thought we did. Anyway, Andy's is planning to add another 30 or so stores next year. So because of that, it is outgrowing its headquarters in downtown Springfield. So Andy's is planning to build a new HQ just off Highway 65 at Division and North LeCompte Road. The Springfield Daily Citizen reports that that's the plan for Andy's, but right now there's no immediate timetable on when the building will begin out on that land and the move from downtown will happen. But that's the longer term plan for Andy's.
Yeah. Very nice. The U.S. Department of Education is penalizing the Missouri Higher Education Loan Authority, or MOHELA, as you have heard it. The student loan servicing contractor apparently failed to send billing statements on time to 2.5 million borrowers earlier this month when payments resumed after more than a 3-year pause due to COVID. Because of that, more than 800,000 federal student loan borrowers were late on their payment. That stinks. The department is withholding $7.2 million from MOHELA's October payment as a result.
Yeah, it's funny that for 3 years nobody had to pay anything, so everybody involved fell asleep, and then they forgot to wake up when it was time to warn people about, hey, we're getting back to payments.
Right.
But they're paying for it now. More changes to the high school conference landscape. It seems like every week there's something new. Maybe this is the end of it. I don't know. The Central Ozark Conference just added 4 more teams: Lebanon, Waynesville, Central, and Parkview High Schools. That means the Central Ozark Conference now includes 14 teams, and I will, for your listening pleasure, can't speak, read them off to you. Kickapoo, Glendale, Parkview, Central, Nixa, Ozark, Republic, Webb City, Joplin, Carthage, Willard, Neosho, Lebanon, and Waynesville. So that's a long drive from Joplin to Waynesville. At any rate, there's also the newly formed Ozark Mountain Conference, and both of those new conferences will start with this layout. The teams that I mentioned, especially in the Central Ozark Conference, for the start of the 2024-25 school year.
All right, and finally, here's where we end today. Walmart is spending $500 million just for starters to revamp its stores. Inflation is even hurting Walmart. Now, you might think that that's a no-brainer because inflation affects everybody. But I was actually surprised by that fun little fact. Anyway, so Walmart getting hurt by inflation. They are making some changes to try to get people who are inside Walmart to be in there for more than just groceries. So they're going to start redoing 100 stores that include pharmacies right near the front of the store, including a screening room to try to capture that audience of people. Plus, they will showcase more home good products like bedding and room decor and things like that. Once it's all said and done, the redos are part of a $9 billion remodeling plan over 2 years. So they're starting with about 100 stores for 500 mil. But if all goes well, which they're expecting it to, they're going to be spending $9 billion on remodeling.
It's a lot of money. But I saw a picture of it, and it's interesting because it looks, the part that I saw that they're redoing looks a little bit like a traditional department store at the mall, where like a famous bar or a Macy's or Dillard's or something, they have the bed. There's an entire bed there, and it's got all of the bedding on it, the comforter and the pillows and all that, so that you get an idea of what it looks like. It sounds like that's what Walmart is going to be doing more of.
That's interesting. Yeah.
So maybe it'll
I
work,
mean,
because I mean, personally, it does help to see it all, see how good something looks in its proper perspective. It's tough
right.
to see the picture on the package and be like, oh, that'll look great in my house.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Walmart does all things well. I know a lot of people hate Walmart, but come on, they're Walmart for a reason. Walmart, McDonald's, Bass Pro, they're forward thinking. So good for them.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, there you go. Next time you go into a Walmart, or not next time probably, but soon and very soon, you will get to see that in action. All right, you guys, it's November. There you go. Happy November. Can't believe that it's already arrived.
Bundle up.
I hope you have a great Wednesday.
Make sure you space out your kids' candy, so that you're not eating it all at one time.
I don't waste my calories on anything except for peanut M&Ms. I think we've already established this.
You don't do Reese's anymore? Because didn't the kids used to keep Reese's peanut butter cups?
I enjoy them. I like them, but I'm more selective about my calories these days because I'm not getting any younger. Know what I mean?
Okay. I go with they don't have the mini bags, but I like the almond M&Ms much better.
Oh, yeah. It's been a long time since I've had those. I think the last time I had those is when I stole them out of your desk at KY3, if I recall.
Probably. I consider them a classier nut than the
than the peanut.
The peanut's the working man's peanut. I mean, that's
I am the working man. First of all. Secondly, I never met a peanut I didn't like. I like them in the shell. I like them out of the shell. I like to have to peel them. I like to have them spicy. I like to have them honey roasted. I like peanuts. That's all.
I think what it is about the almond that I like is that it's a little crunchier.
I actually disagree with that.
You disagree with that?
Yeah.
How can you disagree with that?
Because
you think a peanut is crunchier than an almond? Is that what you're saying?
They're equal.
No, they're not. The almond has like a little shell thing, finish around it. I think it makes it crunchier. I'll be honest. And I don't know what you're talking about when you say that it doesn't. Quite frankly.
We're digressing. Anywho, looks like we're over our allotted time. Looks like we're gonna have to wrap.
The show's over. This is the part that's going to be cut up and put on a reel on Instagram. So just go.
No, it's not.
It's not. I bet it is.
It's not that
People
funny.
are watching it right now,
okay?
and I'm right. People are watching it on a reel right now on Instagram, and I'm right.
Goodbye, my love. Anyway,
right.
name that
See
movie.
you later. Have a great day.
Bye.